What's going on? Is Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Just finishing up some work here. I'm about to head out to the other spot because I got to check on the progress of what they're doing for the houses that we building and everything like that. But I'm sitting here and I'm reading, not necessarily watching a video, but reading about Tiffany Henyard in Dalton, right? Now, I did a whole live stream on this chick earlier today about how the FBI is now keeping tabs on her, and you know, it's been found out that they've been questioning several different people about what's going on over in Dalton. And if you guys are not familiar with who Tiffany Henyard is basically the mayor of Dalton and the supervisor of Thornton Township. I've been covering her on the Millionaire Morning Show. You've never heard me mention her on this channel in particular, but I've been covering her on the Millionaire Morning Show almost every single week. And at one point, it was every single day from all of the different stuff that she was doing to destroy the town. I just got my couch over there. I know y'all can see that in the background. So it's got a little golden color, and then I got the brownish couch over there. And then I got my 85-inch that I just got in, and then I got the matching coffee table right there. I don't know if y'all can see that right there. But we got a vibe that's going on. We got the Apple Vision Pro that's down there that I use throughout the daytime and stuff like that. But I'm getting it together in here. So kind of ignore the different changes. I got a lot of trash that's on the floor over here from opening up the TV and getting stuff installed and stuff like that. But we got a lot going on over here. But the bachelor pad, the penthouse is absolutely looking phenomenal. We got a lot of great things that's happening. I actually probably need to turn the light on over here so we can make sure that we can have the greatest vibes and the greatest views in a general sense. But this Tiffany Henyard chick, right? When you think about the Tiffany Henyards, when you think about the Fani Willises and all of these different women that's in positions of power, and I even did a review on a woman pastor. Sounds crazy. A woman pastor that is influencing women and promoting and promoting a mindset amongst women that they're supposed to be basically having a difference of opinion when it comes to the men that they subjected themselves to. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to the city. It's disrespectful to the men. It's disrespectful to the culture. It's disrespectful to everything that we got going on all around us, and that we already understand that it's a cultural war that's happening, and that most people don't understand that the things that we embrace the most is the worst for us, which makes the culture that we embrace the most trash. And then on top of that, it's not only just a cultural war, but it's also a gender war. And it's not a gender war that men started. It's a gender war that men are starting to wake up to. And then you think about this Tiffany Henyard chick, and she in Dalton, right? Dalton, Illinois, right outside of Chicago, as though we didn't have enough bad mayors and Brandon Johnson and Eric Adams and Mike Johnston over in Denver, and my man that's supporting, the simp that's supporting Fani Willis over in Atlanta, Mr. Mayor Dickens. But you have simps that's empowering these women, and you got these women that's absolutely destroying their cities. We are in a space now where the women are basically destroying the cities that they are supposed to be serving the constituents with, and they're drunk with power. And no more is this better of an example that we can use than looking at Tiffany Henyard, right? Now, when I first started covering Tiffany Henyard, I thought that this woman was going to be, oh man, this is just a one-time thing. She did some dumb stuff. She getting some bad coverage and a little bit of visibility. And so now she need to chill out and she need to relax, because it's not the best thing for her to continue to run the city into the ground thinking that she's Nino Brown, right? But no, I'm looking at this story right now, and it's basically saying that she's retaliating against all of the different businesses by basically forcing the bars and the businesses to shut down. You know, the ones that's the heartbeat of the city, the residents, that's the taxpayers and stuff like that. It's different people that own different businesses, such as towing businesses and stuff. Restaurants can't get things renewed because they saying that the men didn't donate to her campaign, or didn't donate, or they're supporting trustees who she don't want to work with, who's supposed to be the people that looks at the bills, and they're the oversight of what's happening in the community. And she's basically retaliating against them. And now we see a time and a place where things are so out of whack, and so many men are so busy trying to promote and suck up to these women that are now drunk with power, that never did the character work, that didn't understand what come with the job, that didn't understand the scrutiny, but instead they went for the bag and they used it and they leveraged the people's money in order to promote themselves. And they're disrespectful. I even felt sorry for this chick at one point, and only because it wasn't because of her. It wasn't because we shouldn't hold women accountable, but it's because, I'm just the type of person that never want to see anybody go to jail. I never want to see anybody die. I never want to see anybody lose their money or their ability to be able to provide for their family. But then at the same time, I'm still not against being held accountable for your actions. And so if that's what's had to come, my heart is not going to, or my emotions or my general sentiment towards the issue is not going to, cause me to ignore the fact that you still need to be held accountable for your actions. And that's what I think needs to start happening, right? I think at some point, men got to start putting down the sympathy and the empathy. And key word, sympathy. I know it's not spelled the same. I know it's spelled with a Y, not an I, but it's simping when you let your emotions control the decisions that you make, especially when it comes to holding women accountable, because you're doing things that, make you hopefully in their eyes see you differently than what you really are. And you just a man to them. You just a stepping stone. You just an opportunity. And the minute that she didn't like the decisions that you made, even though it wasn't against her, she decided she wanted to close the bars and, have political retaliation against the residents that is the heartbeat of the city that she's supposed to be managing. And you can't be a public servant and say you serving the people when you serving your own best interests. You then get rewarded as a result of what you do for the people, but it's not because of you. It's not for you. It's not to promote you. When you become a public servant, when you become a politician, it used to be that you want to do the best for the community. You're a community advocate, all of that. It's not supposed to be you drunk with power and you trying to get to the bag. You see what I'm saying? Like even people that wanted to becoming mayors and stuff like that, also, it used to be they used to do that after they had their career and then they came back to pour back into the community because they had a vested interest in seeing the community successful. Now it's about you. Now it's about promoting you. Now it's a popularity contest and we got to get back to business. So these women are out of control. Two biggest proponents that we've seen in the news, and we didn't know that this was going to happen, but we definitely are riding this wave, is Tiffany Henyard and Fani Willis. Fani Willis is the Fulton County district attorney that basically was on being investigated, and they're trying to get her to recuse herself off of what's happening with the Trump investigation and trial because she was busting it down for a real one with a married man and overpaying him, and then they was going on different trips, and then she showed her ass on a platform and she was talking big smack as though she wasn't the one that was in the wrong and she had an ethics issue, as well as using taxpayer dollars to do things that she wasn't supposed to do. And falsely, in my opinion, trumping up a bunch of charges in order to get Trump not to be elected for president. And then you take that on top of it, and then you got the Tiffany Henyards, and there's so many other women that is just like them and is similarly in the same position as them. And they doing the wrong thing, and they leveraging political office and the visibility in order to enrich themselves. And they think that they're untouchable. They think that the people won't do anything to them or for them because the sister code is too strong and the simping is too strong. And too many people are not willing to hold them accountable, even the very ones that they're making look bad. And then y'all want to act like it's a system against you. And both of them, it's funny because both of them stood on this black woman trope. Oh, it's because I'm black and it's because I'm a woman. And one of them was on a pulpit church and the other one was in their little seat, and they drunk with power. They broke, they dusty, and they drunk with power. And at some point, we need to bring them back to the congregation because both of these chicks is out of control. And they're just a reflection of what our culture is. You got to tear down and rebuild. And we can no longer subject ourselves to this bad narrative and this bad behavior and think that it's cool. This is not cool. I'm curious as to what you guys think. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. We will be live streaming tonight on this channel. Thank you all for continuing to rock with me. I'm looking forward to taking you guys on a journey. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.